Let me try and share my screen here. Okay, it is now shared. Let me introduce you to a fake company that was created for the purpose of this demonstration. You'll see a lot of fun names of customers too. We are going to Mock Mechanical Incorporated. So I'm going to open Mock Mechanical right now. And okay, it loads in. So right away, okay, this is the admin side. Let me pull up the employee side. It's always a difficult decision where to start, but since this is not a live audience, but rather an asynchronistic audience, let me go ahead and show you the employee-facing side first. So, all right, let me move this thing out of the way here. Let me move myself down. Okay. Immediately, it might seem like, whoa, wait a second. What employee of mine is going to go on a computer to submit their daily hours or timesheets or whatever? It's very important to underscore that this pane is an application which is present on people's mobile devices, compatible on Android and iPhone and some various other brands as well. So when we're going through this, just remember that this page and everything within the employee-facing side is also on an application on their phone. So right away, we have a few core features. Employees are able to submit their daily hours to jobs. They're able to submit the time that they spend on service calls. They're able to submit time off requests, if they're sick, PTO, vacation, et cetera, et cetera. They're able to view these things called toolbox talks, which is a company-wide broadcast of a specific message. And they're able to view corporate documents that have been uploaded by administrators in the corporation. So let's start with a very simple example, submitting daily hours. Remember, you're on your phone. Okay, so we click into it. We have our logo, our company logo at the top, Mock Mechanical. And we can select a PO, a purchase order that's currently active. So we see that they're alphabetized because when you're a worker, you're probably not going to remember the 1,000 POs that you have active if you're a medium-sized company. If you're a small business, still 20 to 30 POs might be hard to manage. And if they just had the number alone, workers might inadvertently submit their hours to the wrong area. So we put the name of the purchase order first. So let's say that Timothy Test was working at Crystal Clear Cove. And he was working today, the 29th of February. Oh, look at that. It's a leap year. Job site hours. Let's say that he was working 8 straight hours. And because of some certain conditions, he was able to get time and a half of an hour, 1.5 hours. Well, to really make that more clear, let's make it he worked a full 8-hour day. He worked a little overtime. There's no double time. The work that he did was not in addition to what was already included on the contract. He didn't bring any new time in, any new materials to the job that fell outside of the contract that weren't already billed for. A description of his work was, we'll do water extraction activities. I guess that's fitting because it's Crystal Clear Cove. Let's say the materials that he used for inventory tracking purposes were a 2 5/8 inch valve, PVC water valve. And let's say that he was also using a AC powered pump. These are all just ideas, but you can fill out as many as you need. And if we choose a picture, well, let's put it that way. You can actually choose photos of the job site, the work that you did before and the work that you did after. On your phone, you can click this button and it pulls up the camera, and you can also select any photos that you've taken from the day using your photo library. So just because we're here, let's go to the gray mechanical logo, which just happens to be another copy of our Mock Mechanical logo. So we're going to submit our hours, and boom, just like that, it instantly posts to the admins or whoever your manager is for review. And it also lets them know very, very big in green letters, green writing, your timesheet and one photo for this contract have been transmitted successfully. So there's no way that they can think maybe, they never got my timesheet. Maybe I need to, submit it again. No, it's very crystal clear. They have 2 options. They can either submit a new contract timesheet for work that they did on that day, or they can return to their employee homepage. since we're kind of going through the functionality here, let's just go back to the home page. The submit service call hours, I'm not going to go over it. It's the exact same thing, except you're able to select a service call rather than a PO. Some companies prefer this granular distinction just because a purchase order is distinct from a once and done service call. If you want this feature, great, no additional cost. If you don't want it, great, no additional cost. Custom tailored solution directly fitting your company's needs. If we go back, we can go to submit a time off request. Let's say that we want PTO. We don't really need, I think by law, you don't need to give a reason why you're taking any PTO. But let's just say that, hey, my arm is hurting. My arm hurts. I'm going to visit the doctor. So I'm going to write doctor's visit. And I'm going to tell the managers that I'm leaving, let's say, Pi Day, March 14th, and I'm returning the next day on the 15th of March. 15th of March. And I can submit that. Time off request has been added to the system. Management will review your request and respond. We'll again see how this all looks in the administrator or management backend. But for now, the idea is to see how simple this system is to use. And once you see the layers of complexity, the analytic insight that you're able to glean as management or as senior officials within this corporation, you'll really be amazed at how such a simple solution such as this on the employee-facing side can empower such strategic business insights. So let's go back home. Toolbox talks. There's nothing going to be in here loaded right now, but we can take a look anyway. So there's nothing there. But we will come back once we add one. View corporate documents. Well, this is just a corporate library. You could have a bunch of different documents that you would just upload here. It could be anything from a United Healthcare plan or whatever healthcare system provider you're using. It could be any state or federal regulatory requirements. You could throw those documents right in here. And they're essentially accessible to everybody in the corporation. And in this pane, Timothy test. So we're going to click View Corporate Documents. And right away, it's just a Google Drive folder. Allows you to store 15 gigabytes worth of files absolutely free, and you can update and delete them whenever you want as management. But for me, on my side as Timothy Test, I'm able to see this certificate. This just happens to be a certificate of completion that I have on my Google Drive, but you can imagine a folder that is chock full of business essentials. Heading back, we've essentially fully utilized the employee-facing side. If there's additional things that you might want to track on here, such as, let's say that you're depreciating your trucks, your cars, your automobiles, and you're using mileage. If you want to see a module on here to allow employees to track their miles before and their miles after, if you want to track their GPS location or at least ping in every once in a while, if you want any other sort of employee function that traditional BI tools offer, we can add that right in. That's easy because, as I mentioned, it's as simple as you need it to be, but as custom as you want it to be. So let's head on over to the administrator backend.